Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Heather Hope with The Inspired Entrepreneur podcast. Before I get started, I'm pulling my calendar. Let me get myself on the correct day for today. And then I get to say happy Friday to you. It's always good if I start on the right day, right? Okay, so welcome back to this episode. So I am Heather Hope, and I talk about the law of attraction and your business and money and winning the lottery. That's been a big topic around my house lately. And so what do we talk about? We talk about business, entrepreneurship, money, life, just happiness, money, lottery. What else? Love. Of course, love. Okay. So I wrote this book called The Inspired Entrepreneur, and it's on Amazon. You can pick it up. And I've got a couple journals. I have a lot of things in the works. I have a list of things I created yesterday of things that I want to continue expanding in, with this channel and all things law of attraction. So I have some updates too of what happened. Something happened this week. A few things happened. Lots of things happened this week. But so pick up the book. It's a daily book. And this podcast goes along with that book. And each day I talk about the next day. So today is April 16th, 2021. And we're going to talk about, it's very similar to what we've been talking about all week. Feeling good, getting on your high flying disc, that sort of thing. But okay. So do you remember back? Let me pull it up. What day it is? It is April 13th, which was what day? That was Tuesday. Tuesday's podcast. I'm looking at it on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, go check me out on YouTube. The part of me is thinking about not worrying. I don't worry, but you know what I mean? Of not posting it on the podcast platform. Because everything I want to pursue is really on YouTube. So, but you can leave comments and like the video and share it from there and stuff. So it's fun. Okay. So Tuesday's episode, it's 43 minutes long. This is why I know. I was talking about, how I manifested the trip to California and how I chilled out and I did the meditation, visualization, and writing the stuff down. And how I kept saying I was going to move to Pismo Beach. I was going to move to California. I was telling everybody. And I did the entire story. I've talked about this story a few times on my channel. And so I was on my way to Abraham's workshop in San Francisco, and I stopped for one night in Pismo, and I walked right into the house that we ended up renting, and we moved 2 weeks later. So, and I spoke about the story, right? I was talking about the story, and I said to you, now watch something happens about California. Watch something manifest, because I'm sitting here for a minimum of 20 minutes recounting this story. So the universe does not have a memory. Your inner being does not have a memory. And anything that you talk about right now or think about right now is your point of attraction. So this is why it's so important to really choose what you talk about. And because you're going to manifest it, you're going to attract something. So it's really important to focus on the things that you really want. Okay. So, and then the next day I was talking about how I was kind of in a funk, kind of not feeling up to doing anything. And you know how I get that way. It's about weekly. For a day. And then I realized by the end of the day, usually I'm like, oh yeah, something big's going to happen. Something really important is going to break through. in the next 24 hours or so. So the next day comes and I'm kind of still in that funk. And so actually I got really moody. I got really just pissy. You know what I mean? Like just annoyed with everything. It's just tired. You know how you get like tired of your life and it just like certain aspects of your life that you really want to change, you get really tired of the same old thing. That's how I was, I think, Wednesday. Oh, this is literally in my life. So I'm recording this 1:30 p.m. on Thursday. This is literally 24 hours ago that this happened. This was yesterday for me. And so I was like so annoyed. Actually, I got really pissed off at a bunch of things in the morning. So I started cleaning my kitchen and then I was like, I need to get out of my house. And driving around my town is not that exciting. It's so boring. And so I just like left town. Not a big deal. So I just drive down to a suburb of Phoenix and no destination, just getting out. It's 11:30 in the morning and I'm like, yeah, I got time. I got lots of time today to do this. So I go and I finally stop at a grocery store that I just needed bananas. That's all I needed at the store. So I walked into the store and I was walking through, right? And I got this feeling, this resemblance, this familiar, I can't say the word, sorry. Familiar feeling of when it, so it's a Fry's, which is Kroger, which is Ralph's, all the same. So in Phoenix, it's Fry's. In California, it's Ralph's. In other parts of the country, I think it's Kroger. Well, I mean, it's Kroger, but you know what I mean? So we don't have Fry's where I am right now, unfortunately. It's one of my favorite stores. So I'm walking through and I get that familiar feeling of when I used to shop at the Ralph's in California. And I instantly got this feeling of like, oh, I really miss it. And within minutes, guys, I'm contemplating my life, like in the frozen food aisle. And I'm asking myself, this is something that I've had to check in with myself numerous times over the years. Once I figured this out, I was like, it's something I do quite often. Am I really doing what I really want to do? Am I really living where I want to live? Am I really moving to where I really, like really, if you think of really in caps, like really, where do I really want to live? What do I really want to do in my life? Am I doing that? And if the answer is no, then I ask myself, what is it that I really want? And whatever that answer is the answer. And that's the key. So because I got that familiar feeling and that like missing, I loved, you guys can, if you listen to Tuesdays, you know how much I talk about California, or not how much, but that episode, I love it. And I don't speak highly of anywhere as much as I speak highly of California. So anyway, long story short, I was really thinking about this. I come home and I know how Roger feels. Roger's super in alignment with that idea. Like he loves California. And the only reason why we moved back from is because of the virus. And it was just a weird time. And it was just felt a little unsure. And then we came back to Arizona. We have a house here that we can live here and be away from people and lots of space. And so there you go. Anyway, so within a few hours, it's been decided that we're moving back to California. So because it just feels right. I don't feel this way about Arizona at all. Now, where we were moving to in Arizona is beautiful. I love it. I've always loved it, but it just doesn't compare. So long story short, I changed the direction of where we're going. And so here's the kicker, guys. This is something that I truly believe, that if you are focused on the things that you really want, if you are making the decisions based on what you truly, deeply, really want, they manifest so much faster. Fast, because there's more to it. If you're settling, it never works. Settling never, ever works. When you settle, things tend to manifest slower. There's not as much wanting with it. There's not much energy behind it. There's not much like, oh, well, I don't really believe in this dream, so I'll get this one. I'll just focus on this one instead. And it's like, blah. So it goes into many other things, and the timing this week. There's so many things that happened this week from that decision. This week, literally in the last 24 hours, it's been really an interesting time. Lots of things have manifested since yesterday because I chose a different route. Like chose just instead of Arizona, California, and poof, like 10 things manifest. I can't get into it. We'll be here all day. And I actually have to go get my second COVID vaccine shot. I happened to think about it yesterday. I called the pharmacy. Everything was easy. And they're like, well, no, you can go do a walk-in down the road. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because today's day 42 for me. And that's like the cutoff of. So I have to go do that. And I wanted to get this episode up before I go do that. So I do have to go soon. So I can't share all the details, but it was so perfect. It's so perfect. And it's easy. Like I've manifested so many Pismo things easily that it's actually what I said about when you really go for things that you want, that they just manifest easier, like faster, easier. If it's really what you want. And everything about Pismo has always manifested very, very easily and perfectly and just insanely awesome. Just everything in the last 4 years of knowing about Pismo Beach that I've manifested everything that I've wanted. So this is going to be the same thing, same deal, perfect timing. So I got my real estate license this morning. I got the email saying yes. And I also got an email from my dad saying, hey, I want to get the house on the market. I'm like, okay, perfect. It all came at the same time. Changing brokerages at the very last minute because now I'm moving to California and now I want a different brokerage for the time being. I'm going to, change brokerages in the future, but lots of things spiraled from one decision, from one thing, and things moved really fast. Just from taking a drive, I told myself, I felt like I needed to get out of this house, and I just took a drive and I just drove right through town and out of town and just walked around a familiar store, got this idea, got excited about it. Everything about this has been exciting to me. Like for a day and a half, I've been like out of sorts, feeling pissed off at certain things and just not really myself. And then poof, there we go. And all kinds of cool stuff's happening all of a sudden. It's really cool. So I hope you get stuff out of that. So let's jump into today's message, and then we got to go. Today, where did my book go? April 16th. The most important thing to focus on is feeling good. Get on your high-flying disc and allow the universe to transform time and space for you. Okay, so like I said, my example today was, for a day and a half, I was out of sorts and feeling, I don't want to keep talking about it because I don't want to feel it. So you get the gist of how I was feeling. And so my goal was to feel better yesterday. And I got to anger, which was great. I love anger. I clean, I get stuff done. And I did that for like maybe an hour, a couple hours maybe. Vented some stuff, no big deal. It's fine to do that once in a while because you're moving energy. And then I got the impulse. It's like I knew I needed to do something kind of different. So the impulse was just go take a drive, get out of the house. And so the goal is to feel better. And I feel great when I'm driving. So I just started pretty quickly feeling better when I was driving. And then just kept driving and driving. And, you got the rest of the story. So the goal is to feel good. So if you're not feeling good, if you're out of sorts, whatever you're feeling, like, make it your number one goal to feel better. Do whatever you can to feel better. Because as soon as you start feeling better, the freaking manifestations are going to come right in. Like, your life can change in an instant. You get that, right? Your life can change in an instant, in a very good way. And the key is to feel good. That's the key. I think today's episode, Thursday, the title says the key is inspired action. Well, no, the key, I wrote that like a while back. So the key really is to feel good. Because like I said the other day the receiving mode, which receiving mode are you in? Good or not so good? Well, if you're not so good, it's just nothing feels good. And the ideas are sucky and there's no energy flowing anywhere. So feel good. Whatever your mind tells you, like if you need to go take a nap, go take it. Like I think I did. Yeah, I did that yesterday. I laid down. I think I did. I don't remember now. A couple days in a row. It's just like, and that sucks. But I laid down. I was just coping. You know what I mean? Like coping with feeling just irritable. Oh, and here's the kicker, guys. So really limit or pay attention to the things that you're paying attention to, right? TV shows, news, Facebook groups, people, opinions, all that. Because I've been saying for a while, the more, the less I'm around others. Well, that sounds the rest of the if I'm not around other people's opinions or whatever attitudes, the better I feel. So you may know that I have Discovery Plus. I don't watch that much TV. Like it's Discovery Plus lately on a few shows. I like reality shows, reality dating shows, that sort of thing. I like Sister Wives. I find it fascinating sometimes. I've watched pretty much almost all of the seasons over the years, but I've been going through all the seasons again. And the show's fine. Like, I don't think I have a problem with it. Maybe just watching it a bit much, but whatever. I have lots of days with lots of time that I don't feel like doing other things. So I discovered that Discovery Plus also has, Big World, what is it? Big World, Little People, Big World. Yeah. I never really got into that show, but I've watched it numerous times over the years, just enough to be like, understand what's going on. And so all the episodes are on there. And so I watched like 1 or 2 seasons in the past that are like more current. And so I was like, well, let's see what's going on this past season. Let's get caught up with what's going on with these people. Because I know that they got divorced and it's been rough and they both are dating and engaged again. And so I started watching this last season and I watched like 1 episode per day. And I 100% believe that watching that show got me into that funky mood. Because it's awful. I'm telling you, Sister Wives isn't that bad. The way that the woman and the ex-wife and the ex-husband talk to each other and communicate is like the most frustrating thing I can sit through. It's really dysfunctional. Now I don't watch dysfunctional stuff like Jerry Springer and shit and stuff like that. That's just craziness. One of my ex-boyfriends used to watch Jerry Springer. It was annoying. And then when I got married for the first time, I was like, that is not allowed in my house. That is not allowed. Like, that's crap. We're not having that. So anyway, So I don't watch crazy bad stuff anymore. Like drama. I don't watch drama crap because it's annoying and it's frustrating and it activates things in my vibration. So anyway, so listening to her in particular, it's not really him in my opinion, it's her. She is incredibly dysfunctional. And like just really crazy. I don't want to call I'm not calling her crazy. Her thinking is very dysfunctional and her communication skills are awful. So anyway, it's icky. You know what I mean? Like when you listen to people argue or miscommunicate and make things not what they really said, it's super frustrating and bad. So I really feel like watching that show for 2 days, like 2 episodes, really got me into this thing. Like I basically started an argument with my husband Tuesday night that was pretty unwarranted. It wasn't like bad. It was just, and I watched myself do it, and it was kind of like I was not justified. It was just like, really? That's not like me at all to be that way. So I've developed more of an easygoing attitude, and like he always calls me a really cool wife and stuff like that, and it's great. Like I'm very easygoing. But watching that show really influenced me in a crazy way. And I thought maybe it was the Sister Wives and that show, but I don't think it's Sister Wives at all. It's that show because it was like instant, pretty weird reaction. So I'm not watching it anymore. So I'm just like, that affected me too much. So anyway, threw me into this like weird vibration for a day and a half. I mean, I came out totally fine and everything's always working out, right? Like because I was in that funk, I went for that drive, and then I discovered what I really wanted in life. And so it turned out really well, right? The contrast paid off. It was just an interesting, like, well, I don't want to do that in particular again because that was not fun. But it did turn out really nice. So anyway, there you go. So get on your high-flying disc and allow the universe to transform time and space for you. So that's what I'm doing now, is getting on my high-flying disc, you know, with these thoughts of like, oh, wow. The thing is, when you start manifesting, when you start really focusing on what you want and manifesting them really fast, they come really fast. So be prepared for things to just change really quickly. And one of the things that most people will do is that they will resist the change because it's like, oh no, it's too soon. This is what I have to say when this happens. I'll look at Roger and I'm like, well, it's what we wanted. It's like what we've been talking about for months or years or whatever it is, right? And now it's here. And so, okay, it's kind of like, I'm like, okay, then we must continue down this path because it's what we've been wanting. There's that tendency to kind of freak out, right? Of, oh crap, it's here. Oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, can be a little frightening for a second. You just have to talk your way through it and say, no, it's really what we wanted though. Okay. And you just keep moving forward and don't freak out and just let it unfold and be like, okay, this is what I wanted. I really wanted this. Okay. And if you really feel strongly against it, then that's probably telling you something. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go because I need to do one more episode and then I need to go get my shot. And then we're going to watch the last episode of Undercover Billionaire because it came out today. And I'll be back tomorrow. Happy Friday, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.